Hey guys, so I wanted to do like a little bit of a video talking about how the world premiere Rosetta was, a little bit of an overview, what I liked, what I didn't like, anything like that, and then give you a quick, I guess, show and tell about a little bit of the stuff that I got from Rosetta and from Tampa. This obviously is a little bit of a different setup. This is on my phone. My computer is having a ton of issues with recording. So hopefully I'll get that fixed. I plan to do a video of the Rosetta sealed and the cards that I think are really good and what to look out for pre-release. That should be releasing later this week. So once I get the computer figured out, then that'll be able to be done. So to start off, the Rosetta World Premiere was Friday morning. And if you tuned into the stream that I did, or if you want to watch it, I'll include it right up there. It's just an opening. It was just my opening, and then I was taking my phone, running around, looking at all the cool shit everybody got. It was probably the most insane time I've had playing Flesh and Blood. Just the excitement. Everyone was just pumped to see all these new cards. Everybody's screaming, "Yeah, look at this shit I got!" It was something special. It was something different. So I had a lot of fun with that. Overall, throughout the whole weekend, I think I did probably 8 or 9 sealeds. I got 1 legendary and no marvels. So I've opened probably the equivalent of about 2 boxes worth, because one of them was a box sealed. Actually, if I've done more than that, I've probably done 3 boxes worth and no marvels. So I'm on a little bit of a bad luck train. So hopefully when I get my product that I pre-ordered, I'll be able to pull some there. There's a lot of really cool ones. Obviously the Rosetta is my chase card, as I'm assuming it's a ton of people's. I think it's beautiful. But yeah, so the Friday was just a lot of learning and seeing what seemed to work and what didn't. I think I played Florian and Verdance exclusively those 2 days. And then I kind of dipped into Aurora a little bit on Saturday. I didn't play Acilio all weekend. It just didn't really interest me. I'll go a little bit into how I feel the characters function in this video, and then, like I said, I'll go a little bit more in depth with specific cards in the next one. So Florian obviously is very Runechant and Runeblade-esque. So a lot of what he does is you want to get the Decompose online ASAP and then have a lot of payoff with Runechant generators, just kind of doubling up those tokens created. So it's a lot of just aggro in a sense, where, I mean, you are blocking out, don't get me wrong, but your card pool is very centered on how much value can I generate off of this hero power. Whereas Verdance, on the other hand, is sort of similar in that you want to get the Decompose and her hero ability on, but she's much more defensive, and you build the deck very much around like life gain. Because one of the things I thought was going to be an issue in this set is the fact that there's arcane damage. There's so much arcane damage that it kind of worried me at first, thinking, oh, well, how is this going to be balanced? Like, this is unpreventable damage, essentially. Well, it's not, because the damage is actually healed by life. You are preventing, essentially, the arcane damage by gaining life, either that turn or the next turn. In fact, there are some cards that specifically say, if you've taken arcane damage this turn, heal more than you would have normally. So those are something that you like play on your opponent's turn, and there's a lot of instants that gain you life. So Verdance is much more of a kind of defensive, just gain a bunch of life, throw some wizard spells here and there, and just kind of like outvalue the opponent, because obviously you get a little bit more with every card that gains you life if you play it on your turn. Whereas Florian is a little bit of a counterpart, where you're focused on making more offensive power, and you are a little bit less focused on the defensive aspect. Aurora is pretty much, as everyone's been saying, Lightning Fi. A lot of the times you just slam your hand down and you say, this attack, this attack, this attack, and you're just chaining and trying to get your opponent to block out and then still take damage. She's pretty straightforward. I don't think it's too complicated. But Acilio, I only played against a couple of Acilios, and it was really hit or miss. Acilio definitely seems like a hero that, if you have a very specific card pool or if you lean a lot into Arcane, he's probably great. But if you don't have that great of card pool, if you don't have all the red wizard spells that you need, if you don't have lightning into, like, to chain into these multi-attack turns to try to take cards out of your opponent and then still send Arcane, he just kind of falls off. He doesn't really do a lot. At least that's my experience. And he obviously decks out pretty quickly if you're discarding cards with instance to his hero power to draw another one. Which is one thing I will say, fatigue is huge in this format. This is not an aggro format by any means, even though there are aggro heroes. Almost every game, if you're playing Verdance, frankly, either of the Earth heroes, almost every game will at least get close to fatigue, if not fatigue, unless you just get blown out somehow. So that's something to keep in mind. You can only play 30 cards. You can't go over 30 cards. So you kind of have to build the most value that you possibly can with those 30 to try to either leak damage or whatever you can do. I mean, there was one turn where I gained 15 life in a single turn, pinging my opponent for 3 as Verdance, I believe. Maybe it was like 4, because maybe it was different life gain sources. I don't remember exactly. But it was a lot of Arcane, a lot of life gain. I think in that game I gained 27 total. I had another game where I was on Verdance that my opponent ended up swinging for 19 with Aurora just throughout the turn, just kept sending. But I was at like 25 and they were at like 3. So I just took everything and then killed them the next turn. So it's a very interesting dynamic with the back and forth. With so much life gain, a lot of the games can be very swingy, where, okay, well, I gain 5 life, you take 3 this turn, and then the opponent gains 8, and you take whatever. So it's a very interesting format. I have a lot of fun. I think this is probably my most enjoyable sealed, and honestly probably the most enjoyable set so far that I've been a part of. I have not done draft yet. I will most likely be doing draft tonight with one of the boxes that we got from Tampa. So I'll go ahead and kind of probably put a little bit of comments in on that when I do the next video talking about cards specifically. But yeah, it was just overall a great weekend. Everyone there was great. I talked to a bunch of content creators, DM Armada, the 3 Floating. I talked to Brody Spurlock a little bit. Like I just got to know people and just converse with people, and it was really neat. It's a very different experience than just playing at your local game store. If you've never been to one of the major events, I highly recommend it. I think it's phenomenal, and it's a great experience. This is probably the most fun weekend I've ever had playing this game, and that's saying a lot. So I guess I'll do a quick little rundown of some of the stuff I got, just a quick show and tell. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to get a video out there, just kind of giving an update and explaining why I am not putting out a video yet on specific cards. So that should be coming this week. But to start off, they had new sleeves for a new set. There is the Heartbeat of Candlehold sleeves. These are really nice in person. I was a big fan. It just feels right when you're playing Verdance. I'm hoping that they're going to have multiple like cycles of either the specializations or the heroes. I figure the heroes are going to be sleeves, but maybe some of the specializations would be neat. People were crazy over these sleeves. They're super cool. This one is unopened so far. I plan to open it, probably play with them tonight. Speaking of the Heartbeat of Candlehold, extended art looks great as well from the Fabled package. Honestly, all of the extendeds look phenomenal in the set. It's absolutely amazing. They did a great job. My only complaint so far is still that the pitch is not foiled like Coercive Tendencies and whatever that Olympia card was, Up the Ante from Heavy Hitters. I thought that was so cool, and I wish they had just done it. I think that'd be absolutely sick. So then I'll show off 2 of the mats I got. These are my 2 favorite ones. This is one of the promos that you were able to get, which is the Fiendl's Fighting Spirit. They had a playmat of it. I know that the camera's not doing it any justice, but the green in person just pops. It's phenomenal. I absolutely love it. It's got zones. I'm a big fan of zones. Doesn't have to have zones, but I love them. It's just absolutely beautiful. I don't know if they will be doing this mat again, but if they are, I recommend it. See it in person if you're at an event. It's amazing. The Fiendl Fighting Spirit card itself is also just great. The foil on it, similarly, the green just pops, and I absolutely love it. And then my next one was one that as soon as I saw it in, I believe it was a tweet, I said, I need this. And it is the Sigil of Deadwood. This, again, the green is amazing. This one actually sold out the first day. I've never seen a mat sell out day one. I'm not sure how, when during the day it did, but I know that as I was leaving on Friday, there were no more. So I'm really happy I got it. It was literally, I got to the convention center, I got in line, got my fabled package, and went and bought that. Because there was no way I was missing out on that mat. And then the big thing. Every time I look at it, I just am filled with joy. And that is one thing that I have never acquired at one of the LSS events, a uncut Marvel sheet. However, this one is special. This uncut Marvel sheet, as you can see, has all of the heroes, not all of the young and the old, but it does have all of the heroes. There are, in case you didn't know, Adult Briar Marvel and Young Briar Marvel. And then right there in the middle, that is a Rosetta Thorn. That is a Marvel Rosetta Thorn. It is that's the card I'm saying is my chase card. It is the most beautiful card I think I have ever seen in any TCG. Gosh, this thing is so beautiful. I'm going to be hanging this on my wall. I will see it every day, and I'm so happy with it. And I want to thank everyone that will let me borrow tickets and everything to be able to get this. It was, as soon as I saw it, it was a bit of a scramble to see who has tickets, how many tickets do I have, and am I going to be able to get it before someone else does? And I was, and I'm so happy with it. The Rosetta Thorn itself is incredibly rare. There were numbers floating around, which I can't confirm or deny. Obviously, I don't know. But a lot of people were saying it is 1 of 100. So that is the same rate as the... or 1 of 100, not 1 in 100. That is the same rarity as the Marvel Enigma New Moon. If that is true, again, it's not confirmed, but I could see it. I believe there were 2 pulled this weekend. But it is phenomenal, and I'm so happy with it. So yeah, so my weekend was great. I think that overall I went about even. I probably won about half the games, lost about half the games. It was a huge learning experience. I feel like the Earth Heroes are much easier to build into. Their card pool is a lot less restrictive, where you can kind of, you don't really need to even have red attacks. You can kind of get away with yellow and blues a lot of times. They are breakpoints. And like I said, a lot of times with Earth Heroes, you're going to fatigue. So the breakpoint is really what matters. It's not necessarily the 1 point of damage. It's the fact that they'd have to block with an extra card or something like that. Florian is easier to fatigue your opponent than Verdance because he has a weapon. Being able to swing a weapon without losing a card from deck is very relevant in this format, and it shouldn't be understated. Verdansk's a shit ton of life, man. That is crazy. But yeah, fantastic time. I just wanted to put this video out there to kind of show everyone what happened, some of the stuff I got, and recommend that next time if you get an opportunity to go to one of these, absolutely do it. Oh, I almost forgot. One more thing I got was my Florian shirt. So I do have my Florian and my Vincent shirt. So my two Runeblade mains that I will be playing a lot of. I have both of the shirts, and I am very happy with that. I did get some other mats, but those were the two that I really wanted to show off. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll go ahead and upload this, and then, like I said, when I get this computer working and able to edit stuff, or honestly, I do one take videos. Let's be honest, everybody's seen my one take. I kind of ramble sometimes, but when it gets to be working again, and I can actually pull up cards on the screen and whatnot, and be able to show it off, I'll go ahead and make that video, and then I'll see you guys at pre-release. So thanks for watching.